today, and that over there is my target, Oke Tor. It shouldn't be too long to get out there, probably 45 minutes, something like that. It always looks further than it actually is when you start the walk, but it's about 7:30 in the morning, so not the earliest start, but it's still fairly empty up here today, so I'm hoping to make good time before all the crowds get here, because it is a Sunday and the weather is supposed to brighten up later on, so fingers crossed it will, but also fingers crossed I can complete my walk and get away before the moor gets busy. See them on the road out there in front of me. But that's the target, Oke Tor, and basically I'll follow this road past it, essentially underneath it, and then cut left up that way. There's a little trail that'll run up the side of it, just take me out there. If I'm feeling up to it, maybe head out to Hart Tor afterwards, which is probably my favourite tour on Dartmoor, I would say. Hart Tor. It's certainly up there, one of the top 5 for sure. I do love being out here, look at this. There's so many beautiful tours on the North Moor. It's my favourite spot on Dartmoor, up here. Favourite part. Views in every direction. Beautiful tours everywhere. And maybe I'm biased because I do live on this side of the moor, but it's really easy access. You've got the trails like this that kind of snake in between all the tours. It means you can get deep into the moor relatively quickly, whereas I feel like in other areas that's just not the case. You really struggle. Some sheep in there. Haven't seen any ponies or cows yet today. There's usually quite a few of them around this area, this part of the moor, but they're hidden this morning by the looks of it. There's plenty of sheep around though. Plenty of boggy areas you can probably see out there in the middle. That's why it's always best to stick to the trails on Dartmoor and not straight line it. It can be tempting to straight line it because look, that's where we're going, just up there. So it looks like just a nice easy little straight shot across there, rather than following this trail out and around to the left. But yeah, trust me, it'll take a lot longer to straight line it and you'll be a lot more miserable for it. Just coming up to the turn off from the military road. There's patches of blue sky. Sun's trying to get through. You can see how boggy the ground is when you get off the off the paths. This is the turn off from the military road, and we are following this trail now, heading up there to Oke Tor. This is going to be the real test. Dip down a little bit, and then there's a relatively steep climb. It doesn't look that steep on the camera, but trust me, it is. Come across this lovely little river, and I think, I might be wrong in saying this, but I think this is the East Oakman River. It runs all the way down off of the moor, down that valley you can see in front of us. We're kind of at the bottom of here, I guess, and it will run all the way down through Oakhampton, and then on past that. I don't know where it goes after that though. This isn't ideal. Very muddy to try and pick a half decent way through it. Oh, look at that. That's why boots would have probably been a good idea. Maybe I'll jump up here. Through this bit. There we go. Better to go around them through, I think. And we're back on the trail, although it's not got too much better. There's Oke Tor, looking a lot more menacing now that I'm coming up underneath it. Climb started, but the steep bit hasn't. That's going to be a little bit further up there. See how my COVID lungs can take it. Oh, mud on the camera, there we go. Hope that wasn't affecting the view. Oh. Right, my first hike, and really my first proper climb on my first hike since I had COVID. Still suffering with long COVID, so hopefully this can go alright. If you're wondering why I decided to suddenly start up a YouTube channel of me hiking on Dartmoor, it's because since I had COVID, I've really just struggled to want to be out again on the moors. Struggle for that motivation. All you really want to do when you've got long COVID, as anyone who's suffered from it will know, is just stay in bed. You want to lay on the sofa, watch telly, not do anything. And kind of, since I've gone back to work, I've been saying to myself, you know, every weekend I say to myself, oh, this weekend I'll go back onto Dartmoor. And then the weekend comes around and I go, oh, I'm still not feeling great. Next weekend I'll do it. And it's been like that for probably the best part of 2 months. So I needed something to kind of get me going, get me back out onto the moor. I'm going to switch hands because my left arm's getting tired. I needed something to get me back up onto the moor, give me a bit of motivation, you know. And also, when you're out walking, as much as the sights are beautiful and you take them in, but I always take lots of videos, lots of pictures, and they just sit in my phone where I take them, and they never get used again. They never, you just never use it again. So I never look at them, and they take up storage. And when you film on a camera, an SD card, they fill up really quickly. So YouTube's probably a good way, I think, to just store the videos when you publish them on YouTube. They're there then, aren't they, forever. I don't really expect anyone to watch them because I'm not an entertaining person, but if you are going to watch for these views, because look at that. That's why I love being out here. It's just completely empty. There's no one around. And the views are some of the best you'll get in England. Oh, I tell you what, this climb is taking its toll. But we're getting there. Not too far to go now. Nearly up at the top. As steep as it is, I think I've still got the steepest little bit yet to come just up there, but we've nearly made it. As you would expect up on the top of the Tors. Oke Tor is one of my favourites. We're going to get up here and see just the view open up in front of us. By all directions, really. down now, away from Steepston Tor, down off of Oke Tor. I'm not going to go out to Steepston. As much as it's lovely to be back out on Dartmoor with views like that, it's taken a bit of a toll on me. I am knackered. Been out for not that long either, probably about an hour and a half, something like that, and it's yeah, I'm just tired already. As long COVID, that's what it does to you. As soon as you're kind of up and moving about, you just want to be sat down again. I've seen some nice views anyway. I'm back up on the moor, which is what I wanted to get out of today. That's the main reason for coming up here and for doing this video, is just get that motivation to get up here and get back on the moor and do something that I love, because I do love it out here. And as I come over this little hill, I mean, these views are stunning in every direction. I do still think Steepston has probably the best view on Dartmoor, but I can work my way up to that. I'll get there another day. What I will do on the way back is taking a few more tours. I'll head back a different route. So I came out along the road leading down there, the military road, and then came up the western flank of Oke Tor. But I'm on the ridge that connects kind of Oke Tor, Little Oke Tor, Knattaborough Tor, all the way down to Bellstone Tor. So I'm going to walk back along the ridge, and I can drop down once I get further along, basically. I think it's Knattaborough Tor. I can drop down from there. There's a trail that leads down, and I can head back up the side of Hart Tor, where the car's parked. But there is a river crossing down there. That river that we crossed earlier where I was on the bridge, the East Oakman River, I think it is, that is flowing all the way along that valley. And so I'm going to have to cross that further down. And there isn't a bridge coming down from Knattaborough Tor. It's a ford, but it's not much of a ford. It's pretty deep and pretty wide at that point, so it's not always easy to cross, especially if there's been a lot of rain. And being Dartmoor, there has been a lot of rain. But I'll tell you what, before we head back, this is Little Oke Tor. So let's go have a quick look up here, just to say we've done it. There's Oke Tor, just along the ridge there. That collection of rocks kind of in front. There's a couple of people there at the moment. That's Knattaborough Tor, and then Bellstone Tor is the big one behind it. There's a few groups of people making their way up Bellstone Tor. It's 9 o'clock now, so people are up and about, or nearly 9 o'clock. It's not a bad view from up here, Little Oke Tor. Got all the tors of the North Moor laid out before us. was little Oke Tor. Carry on walking across the ridge now. We are right on the edge of the military danger zone. In fact, I'm just about to leave it. I've been walking inside it, which is fine today because there's no military exercises going on. But if you look here, if I can get close enough without getting very muddy, that's the danger zone. So when there's red flags up on the flagpoles, of which there are a few, there's one up on the Knattaborough Tor, you can't walk in this zone because you might get shot, which would ruin your day. It's always important when you're walking on the North Moor to check the military firing times. So make sure you know where you're going before you set out. Make sure you've got a map with you just in case you get lost, which is standard practice anyway for when you go hiking. But on Dartmoor in particular, on the North Moor, there are 3 military training zones, so you want to avoid those if they're firing. You can check online on the government website and yeah, make sure that they're not firing before you set out on your walk, because if you turn up and the red flags are up, then you've got to turn around and go home, unfortunately. This is Knattaborough Tor. I'm making my way up now. Oh, again, beautiful views. You can see for miles in all directions. The wind's picked up a bit and the clouds coming in as well, so might be about to get wet. Trail I want to go down leads just out there. That's where the ford is, and hopefully it's crossable. I can see some people kind of making their way along the bottom of the valley, so hopefully they're crossing it well, and if they can cross it, I can cross it. Let's go. This is a problem because this is the ford. There's the trail on the other side, there's the trail I've just come down, and here is a deep river. Deep, wide river. I told you just because it's a crossing on Dartmoor doesn't necessarily mean it's a crossing. I'm going to head round. There's kind of trails along here, so I'm guessing this is where people have crossed in the past. So I'm going to head along here and see what I can find in terms of a way to cross. It certainly gets narrower up here. I might be able to leap across. Where's that go? Is this a crossing point? Doesn't look like a crossing point. And it's not a crossing point. That might be though. I can get across here. It's all a bit too wide. I mean, there's kind of places that look tempting to try and jump. Okay, new plan. I scouted up and down the river. I just can't see a way across. But I consulted the map, and there is a track leading across here. East Oakmont Farm Road, it's called, which I believe is this one just up here, just away from the river. And that will mean I don't have to climb all the way back up onto the ridge. I can follow this track all the way along until I reach until I reach a crossing further down there, which I know, I've crossed it before. I know that there's a little bridge there, and it's the crossing at the bottom of Culliver's Steps. Behind me at the moment, and the clouds are getting pretty dark over there. But look how beautiful it is. Look at the view. That's where I've come down from, up on the ridge. And over this way, we've actually got blue sky and sunshine. Currently in the sun right here, which is pretty much the first time today. It is getting a little bit warm. I've got 3 layers on, 4 layers on actually, if you include the t-shirt. I've got a t-shirt, 2 fleeces, and then this kind of insulated jacket on top. I've got waterproof in my bag, always bring waterproof on dive, because you'll probably need it most of the time. Luckily I haven't today, although those clouds do look ominous and they might open up before I get back to my car, so touch wood I won't need it. But yeah, I've got 4 layers on, I've got gloves on, I've got the hat on obviously. It is getting a little bit warm, especially with the sun out, so I might take a layer off. I've got a bit of a climb to get back up to the car as well, once I get down to the river crossing. But the wind is still whipping along this valley, even though it's a bit more sheltered than it was up on the top of Oke Tor. I am still getting blasted by the wind a little bit, so I might leave it on for a little bit longer. We'll see how we go. The views, I mean, look at that in front of us. And the moor's this kind of like pale goldy colour this time of year. When the sun shines on it, it does look amazing. There's the Tors up there, that's Winter Tor in the foreground. You can just see Hart Tor and Belstone Tor poking over the top of it. They're all tours to do another day, tours that I've done in the past, but I definitely want to get back to them again. It is a stunning area up here. Well, here I am, just underneath Culliver's Steps, which is just up there. That's the trail I've come in along. There's got Winter Tor and Hart Tor, Belstone Tor, Belstone Common Tor, Tor's End Tor, all the way along there. And it's pretty much the hike done now. I'm back on the clear pathways. I'm about to cross the river. Scary tours up that trail there. A little ways, not too far. It's one to do another day. Maybe when I do the Belstone Tor Ridge and all of that, all of the tours up there. But I think I will do one more tour today, because I'm parked right next to Hart Tor, which we saw from Oke Tor, a little Oke Tor, but I've not actually, I didn't actually go up onto the Tor when I parked the car at the start of the video. So yeah, I think I will do that for the end of the video. It'd be a nice way to end with a 4th tour. So we've done Oke Tor, Little Oke Tor and Knattaborough Tor today. So it's not been a bad couple of hours of walking. It's nearly 10 o'clock now, so what, 2.5 hours since I came out, which I'm doing all the filming and stuff. I mean, it would normally take a lot less time to do this walk, but with all the filming and stuff, the stopping and starting, the going back again for the camera, for the tripod shots, it's not been too bad, not made too bad of progress. Here we go, this is the crossing. A little bit wet on top here as well. And this is the East Oakland River, which we're finally getting across. It's a nice little area down in this valley. feel like all I've said today is this place is a nice area, that's a nice area, this is a nice area here. Making my way back up the road now, uphill to Hart Tor at the top, which is also where I parked my car, just up there. It's warmed up a lot now, sun's out, views are still spectacular. This is the edge of the farm that I walked down the other side of, down at the top of the valley. There's the Tors that I can see. Over the top you've got like Bellstone Tor, Hart Tor, and all of that. And there you can just see Winter Tor just disappearing behind the wall there. It's been a lovely walk, but I am starting to feel the COVID now, the long COVID that I've been suffering with for a couple of months. It should normally be an easy walk for me, this one. Only a few miles. Nice and easy, especially with all the rests I've been having today with the doing stopping and filming and things like that. So I would normally just kind of do it in one go and it wouldn't be a problem. But as you can hear today, I'm breathing heavier than I normally would be, and yeah, it's just a struggle. Just feel depleted, no energy. It's a horrible thing having long COVID. I'm just changing arms because again I'm getting tired. But the views are stunning, especially with the sun out. Clouds are still looking menacing, and they're pretty much looking menacing in all directions. But the sun's shining on me right now. Blue skies directly above. This part of the moor just looks amazing. So close to an area that's so beautiful that I can just go out and walk in whenever I want. And like I say, I've not had the motivation to get out here for a while. I've been taking it for granted that I've got it there, I can go out whenever I want. But I've got to try and force myself to get out more. You know, live in the now, live in the moment a little bit more, rather than putting things off. And yeah, hopefully just kind of forcing myself to come out here and push myself a little bit, try and get some fitness back. Hopefully that will just push that long COVID away, get rid of it. Yeah, we'll get there, baby steps. This is the first of them. Every journey starts with a single step, they say. And today's walk is my first step on the road to recovery from long COVID. Oh, I'm nearly at the top of this hill now, luckily. So I'm going to get up there, show you Hart Tor. Here we are, Hart Tor. I told you the cars are parked right next to it. Oh, it's not really a proper car park, there's a few parking spots, but once again, it's a beautiful view. This right here is an old military bunker, the firing range, which I don't know if they still use it, to be fair, they might. Let's go around and have a look at that, shall we? Here we are. You can see all locked up. Yeah, this is one of the firing ranges up on the moor. There's another one over at Knack, it's called, which is over there, not too far from Oke Tor, just a little bit beyond Oke Tor where we went earlier. Right, well, I think that'll just about do me for this video. Thank you very much for watching, if you did watch. Yeah, I'm going to do a few more, I think, because it gives me some motivation to actually get up, get out and do something interesting. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.